Before I start, make sure you hit subscribe and share your thoughts in the comments. This story isn't just mine. It's for anyone who's ever had their trust broken. I remember the first text like it happened yesterday. It was from my wife, Jenna. "Hey, sorry. The mountain cabin has no signal. I'll call when I can." My chest tightened. That wasn't unusual. She had insisted we take a break from the city for a weekend retreat, and cabins in the area often had poor reception. I typed back, "Okay, be safe. Love you." At first, everything seemed normal. Then came the small things that made me pause. Her texts would arrive hours late, often vague, always apologetic. Her face would twitch with nervousness when my calls went straight to voicemail. One evening, she laughed a little too loudly while typing a message and pulled her phone away from view the moment I looked up. I told myself I was imagining things. Maybe I was overreacting. I didn't want to believe the doubt creeping into my chest. I trusted her, or at least I wanted to, but then I started noticing patterns. She would disappear for hikes that were far too long for the trails she claimed to be exploring. She started locking her phone screen immediately when I walked into the room, a habit she had never had. Missed calls from her friend, supposedly helping with cabin logistics, would make her flustered if I mentioned them. I began checking the map app on my own phone. While she was out, my stomach sank when I saw the truth. The cabin? Full bars, right in the middle of nowhere, with a signal strong enough for multiple video calls. My mind raced. Why lie about that? I want to confront her immediately, but fear rooted me to the spot. Maybe I was overreacting. Maybe there was an innocent explanation. But my gut twisted every time she laughed at a message, every time she shifted her phone out of reach. The real blow came one night when I was helping her with a cabin fire. She insisted we build together. She went inside to grab more wood, leaving her phone on the table. Notifications popped up, rapid, insistent, personal. I froze. I shouldn't look, but my eyes betrayed me. Messages from a name I didn't know. Affectionate, intimate, too intimate. My hand shook as I scrolled through. Plans, inside jokes, even photos she thought I wouldn't notice. I felt like the floor dropped out from under me. Everything we had, every quiet morning coffee, every late-night conversation, every smile across the kitchen table, suddenly felt like a mask. How had I missed it? Was I blind or just willing to be? When she returned, I didn't say anything immediately. I watched her unpack, her movements light, casual. I wanted to scream, to run, to throw everything against the wall. But I couldn't. I had to see her reaction first, had to let the truth settle in. Finally, I asked softly, almost whispering, "Jenna, the cabin is full signal. Why did you lie?" Her smile faltered. Her eyes, one so warm and familiar, darted away. There was silence, heavy, suffocating. And then a confession. She admitted everything. The secret meetings, the hidden messages, the lies about where she was going. She tried to justify it, saying she felt lonely, neglected, like I didn't see her anymore. But her words were empty, and the betrayal felt infinite. I felt anger, shame, heartbreak, a flood of emotions that left me raw and trembling. I remember the first time she told me she loved me, the first time she held my hand, the laughter we shared at silly jokes. Every memory now a shadow, tinged with the sharp taste of deceit. For hours we sat in silence. I didn't know whether to cry or scream, whether to forgive or flee. And yet, amid the chaos of heartbreak, a quiet clarity emerged. I deserved truth, honesty, someone who would fight for me as fiercely as I loved her. I told her I needed space. That night, I walked outside, letting the cold mountain air fill my lungs. I looked up at the stars, feeling a strange sense of peace amidst the ache. Betrayal cuts deep, but also teaches us who we are and who we will no longer allow ourselves to be with. The next morning, I packed my bags. I left the cabin, leaving behind not just a physical space, but the illusions that had wrapped our life in lies. Jenna called, texted, begged, but I stayed silent. I knew that healing would take time, but I also knew that my self-respect could not wait. Walking back into town, I felt small, bruised, but awake. Life doesn't always give closure in the ways we want. Sometimes it hands you truth wrapped in pain. And sometimes the strength we discover in ourselves is the only way forward. I'll never forget the way that mountain cabin looked, serene and untouched. But to me, it will always be a monument to betrayal. And yet, it is also where I found a part of myself I had almost lost, the courage to walk away from a love that was no longer honest. If this story hit you hard, leave a comment sharing your thoughts. Have you ever had your trust broken like this? I want to hear your experiences. And don't forget to subscribe for more stories that hit where it hurts.